I stood in my driveway watching wet concrete swallow my daughter's flower bed whole. Diane sipped her latte on her porch, smiling like she'd just won something huge. I'm Sarah Miller, single mom, nurse, raising my daughter Emma in our first real home. We'd saved 6 years for this tiny house with a side yard Emma called her garden. Diane Whitfield ran our HOA like a kingdom, and our side yard sat right on the fence line. Old surveys were blurry, so Diane claimed that strip as common HOA property for years. One morning I found pink flags staked through Emma's tomatoes without any warning at all. I called Diane. She said the board had voted, though no notice ever reached my mailbox. 3 days later a concrete truck rolled up and poured a slab over Emma's garden. Emma cried watching her sunflowers vanish under gray sludge while Diane just watched, smiling. I filed a complaint, but the HOA secretary said Diane personally handled every complaint filed. Neighbors whispered that crossing Diane meant fines, liens, even lawsuits, so nobody dared help. I pulled our closing documents from a lockbox and found the side yard listed as ours. Diane laughed when I showed her, said paperwork's outdated, dear, the board's word is law. She slapped a $500, unauthorized landscaping, fine on me for planting that garden. I appealed to the board. 3 members owed Diane favors and voted against me instantly. My neighbor Tom pulled me aside, whispered that Diane had done this exact thing before. He said the last family who fought her lost their house to foreclosure within a year. I stopped fighting publicly, gathered old records quietly, and requested the county's official survey. For 2 weeks Diane left me alone, even waved sweetly at the community mailbox. Then the county survey arrived, stamped and certified. The side yard belonged entirely to me. I brought it to the HOA meeting, hands shaking, hoping reason would finally win. Diane snatched the paper, tore it in half, said county surveys mean nothing here. She raised my fine to $2,000 for disrupting board proceedings that same night. I later learned Diane's own backyard pool violated 3 HOA codes she'd written herself. She'd been quietly buying discounted foreclosed lots from families she'd fined into bankruptcy. My side yard, once paved, would connect straight to a lot she already owned. Diane wasn't protecting the community. She was expanding her own property, one victim at a time. I filed the survey with the county recorder, creating a permanent, unbreakable public record. I hired a lawyer who confirmed Diane's board votes were forged, never legally held. My lawyer also found the HOA's insurance required Diane to notify me before any work. Armed with proof, I rented a small bulldozer and scheduled removal for Saturday morning. Diane marched over screaming that I'd be sued, arrested, ruined for touching HOA land. I handed her the certified survey, the forged minutes, and her own recorded fraud complaints. The bulldozer's blade cracked through her concrete as neighbors gathered, filming everything on phones. Diane's face went white as the county inspector she'd mocked pulled into my driveway too. The inspector confirmed the slab was illegal, unpermitted, and entirely on my legal property. Within a month, the board removed Diane, citing forged votes and years of predatory fines. She faced fraud charges, lost her HOA seat, and quietly sold her house within a year. Emma replanted her sunflowers in freshly broken earth, and this time, nobody dared touch them.